Hi, my name is Xavier Gendry. I'm a junior at the University of Minnesota Rochester, and I'm going to be talking about the expansion of Highway 252. This is specifically impactful to me because I have lived in this area for my entire life, where this highway is and where the areas that it's going to be expanded to, and I wanted to show people who don't live in the area why I think this is a bad idea and why it could potentially be a bad idea for other forms of expansion in different areas. So, big question, what is Highway 252 and why are they expanding it? Highway 252 is an expressway that runs through Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park. It is intermediated by around 6 stoplights to monitor intersections, so basically to go into the residential areas surrounding it, and is connected down to Interstate 94 down in Minneapolis. It's been seen as particularly dangerous because of the sheer amount of people using it and for how old it is. It was built back in the 1980s and hasn't really been expanded or renovated since that point, and it wasn't exactly made for 60,000 to 80,000 people, which is the current amount of people using it daily. Because of this, there has been an uptick in crashes, specifically fatal crashes on this highway compared to a lot of other highways in the area. Because of that, the Minnesota Department of Transportation, MDOT, has decided that the highway needs to be expanded. It needs to be changed and it needs to be remade. A decision that it came to the decision of, okay, we're going to combine it down with Interstate 94 and just make it all like one big thing and renovate all of it and make it really nice, which was a super popular decision that a lot of local community members, a lot of local citizens, a lot of local people just really liked because it was, okay, you're fixing this thing that's a problem. That's really helpful. Thank you. They came to a agreement about their various ideas, what they're going to do, talk to the community, see what they want to do, try and reduce injuries and fatalities from the highway, and just overall make everything better, which is a really noble and good thing that they're trying to do. However, in the 4 years that they've been doing this, so since 2020, they have finally decided that they're going to expand the 4-lane highway into a 6-lane freeway, which means that they're just going to take away the stoplights, mediating things, and just make it a 65 mile per hour freeway. And that's all they're really going to do. What this means is that they're just going to have to destroy or relocate a bunch of people living next to the highways while they're expanding everything, which is something that was super unpopular with a lot of people. A lot of people were like, hey, you didn't tell us that you were going to destroy all this stuff. You didn't tell us that you were going to expand all this stuff. You aren't thinking about the pollution it's going to cause. You aren't thinking about the people it's going to displace. You're not thinking this through because we didn't really need this. We just needed a better highway and not a completely remodeled nightmare that they're trying to do. And it just came off as like really insensitive to the community because it was like, hey, we didn't ask for this. What are you doing? So, to go into more detail, who is this specifically affecting? In Brooklyn Center, 74 places have been shown to be potentially displaced by this new renovation, and in Brooklyn Park, 135 residences, so both commercial and residential areas, so where people live and where people work, are going to be potentially destroyed by this renovation. You can see that some of the orange and yellow boxes are outside of the highway directly. This is the potential intersections that they're going to have to remake or remodel during their expansion. Census data in this area has shown that 52% of the residences outlined in the orange and yellow are people of color. So this decision is going to primarily affect people of color in the area. In this example here, my environmental justice framework is split between my environmental, epidemiological, demographic, and procedure sections. For environmental, due to construction and, of course, cars, there's going to be more poor air quality, more noise pollution, and, of course, increased stress from the more noise, potential hearing loss from the noise, pollutants from the pollution that is going to happen and potentially seep into the nearby river, into the air. The procedures are just the various mayors and governmental figures who have been saying, hey, we've been talking to you. This is not what we agreed to. This is not what we were talking about. And it doesn't really seem like you're listening or caring to what we're going to say. And then the demographics of this area is Brooklyn Park has a minority population of 62.1. Brooklyn Center has a minority population of 63.3. The national average is 42.2. So they both widely go over the average of minority populations in this area. Lag and lead indicators are pretty simple. It's just property values will go down due to the highway being expanded. People don't want to live next to a highway, so it will go down. Residences or businesses will have to deal with more stress and eventually be kicked out or eventually lose enough business where they'll have to shut down. Statistics from other places like Chicago and Detroit have shown that highways expansions have shown to just completely shoot businesses in the foot in the area and just make them close faster than other businesses in other areas. And of course, displacement from the community is inevitable as people are moved or forcibly moved by the government to expand the highway. Solutions that the community has come up with is modify the design of the freeway, so add more lines, add better signage, mediate the speed limits to like force people to go slower in certain areas, increase police presence on the highway to force people to follow those rules, improve public transportation like light rails and buses to just make sure that people get to go where they need to go quicker and better and without as much uh, destruction of place or property needed to be. And of course, just talk to the community that you're affecting, talk to the people that you are going to be working with to see what they want to do, because this highway is not exactly going to affect these communities. It's going to affect the people that are driving in to work in Minneapolis or St. Paul or in any other area that they need to drive through. So overall, in conclusion, the Minnesota Department of Transportation has decided that Highway 252 is a risk to the public and needs to be remade. The community agreed to that, but they didn't agree to having a increase from 4 lanes to 6 lanes. A lot of complaints have been had, a lot of discourse about the decisions has been had, but overall the community has come together and said, hey, here are some alternatives. This is what we want you to consider because currently this is not going to work with us. This is not what we want. And overall, it's best to understand that standing behind your community and standing behind local causes will continue to help your community and where you are and create for a better area in the future. And that is it. Thank you.